What's good, everybody, man? This is your guy, Manny. This is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, please like, please subscribe, please share, and all that good stuff. So, we're going to talk playoffs. We're going to focus on the two games that happened yesterday, man. Shout out to the Phoenix Suns on beating the Denver Nuggets 4-0. I didn't see a sweep, but it happened. Nikolai Jokic got into a scuffle. He swung at the ball and hit dude in the nose, and he was ejected. To get the MVP ejected, I mean, the rules are rules. But I mean, I thought it was okay. Um, Payne did flop a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. Whether Jokic was there or not, it probably would have been the same result. But man, shout out to Chris Paul. Before this deal went down, everybody was saying he's too old, he's injury prone, he's this, he's that. And all those things might be true, but this guy was an MVP candidate this year. He was a legit top three MVP candidate this year. He pitched in with 37 points, 7 assists. There was a point in the game where he could not miss from the mid range. The guy was phenomenal. He shot 14 for 19 from the field, no threes, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. So shout out to Chris Paul. Devin Booker has just turned into an assassin. Guy had 34 points, 11 for 25 from the field. DeAndre Ayton, he didn't play good this game, but he's been solid all series, all playoffs. Mikal Bridges, man, his length. And then Crowder is just that mean, nasty, gritty guy. He had 4 blocks yesterday. I didn't even realize he had 4 blocks. So shout out to the Phoenix Suns. They played pretty well, and they're actually better than I thought. You look at what the Nuggets did this game. Jokic played 22 minutes. I mean, sorry, 28 minutes and had 22 points. And he played a little bit more. Maybe they squeaked out this game, but I just knew that when he left, it was pretty much over. Then putting in Monte Morris, who had 19, and Barton, who had 25. It was just a little bit too late. Barton was coming back from injury. I get that. But maybe Morris should have been playing this whole time. But, Campazzo gives you a different element. Campazzo did have 14 points, so Campazzo wasn't a problem. It was just inserting the right guys, and Barton was that right guy. Michael Porter Jr. stepped up with 20 points. So you had, 4 guys with over 19 points, 5 guys with over 14 points, but it was just not enough. When JaVale McGee came in the game, he was like, oh, man, this is my time to shine. This guy tried to take over the game and do some crazy things like JaVale normally does, and it was to no avail. Nuggets lose 4-0. Had they had Jamal Murray, this might have been a different postseason. This might have been a different game for them. But, it is what it is. But back to the Phoenix Suns. They have all the right pieces. They pretty much just added to what they were already doing. When you bring in a Chris Paul and you bring in a Crowder and you add it to this young team, it just makes them a unique blend of vets and rookies. So shout out to Phoenix Suns, man. It's not really much to talk about this game. This game really wasn't exciting. I was in and out on this game. But the next game I want to talk about is the Bucks versus the Nets. My coworker was telling me about how great the Nets are. James Harden and Kyrie and KD, blase, blase, blase. And I told him, he doesn't listen to me because I'm not on ESPN, but that's okay. I know what I'm talking about. Even before the series started, I said Bucks in 6. I said Bucks in 6, and I'm sticking to Bucks in 6. Now everybody's blaming me that I'm the reason why Kyrie got hurt. No, I said Bucks in 6 from the get go, just for the simple fact that the Bucks do play pretty good defense, and you've seen it throughout this entire series. Granted, that I think it was game 2 or game 1 where it got away from them, but when you look at the scope of everything, role players play better when they're at home. You get your mama's cooking, what I'm saying, your family, wife, kids, whatever. You sleep in your own bed, and that's just the beauty of playing at home. Role players play well at home. If the role players give you anything on the road, then that's what you call a bonus. The stars are who step up both on the road or at home. It doesn't matter. So KD came, he brought it this game. But I'm telling you guys, PJ Tucker was all over this guy. KD played 42 minutes, shot 9 for 25 from the field. He was 1 for 8 from 3. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? PJ Tucker did his thing. KD was a minus 23 when he was on the floor. And I hate plus minuses, but it just is what it is. He did have 13 rebounds. He did have 5 assists, but it was not enough. Kyrie got hurt. At the point where Kyrie was still in the game, it was 11 points for him, 5 rebounds. When Kyrie got hurt, I said, you know what? This thing's going to turn into an ugly ball game, and it did. Bruce Brown, he didn't step up like he has in these playoffs. Solid defense. just not enough offense. Harris, you're brought in here to be a shooter. You shot 2 for 6 from three. Blake Griffin, you was non-existent. You played great defense versus Giannis Antetokounmpo, but now you was not a factor. You were not a factor, and it just is what it is. Jeff Green came back, tried to give him a punch. He 8 points, 5 rebounds, still wasn't enough. So now, if Kyrie does not play in Game 5, where do you go for offense? Because the Bucks are showing that they're out of that shooting slump. The Bucks are showing that hey, they play just enough defense. So are you going to force James Harden to come back? So if James Harden comes back, is he taking Kyrie's spot, or is Bruce Brown going back to the bench? Is it that Harden and Bruce Brown, can they play together? I don't know. I don't know what kind of lineup the next coach is going to bring out. You know what I'm saying? And then in the middle of these playoffs, D'Antoni has an interview with the Portland Trailblazers. What kind of nonsense is that? They can't wait till after the playoffs? I get it. You got to interview people, but it's just not right. But anyways, we go to the Bucks. PJ Tucker had his best game that he's had in a long time. He hasn't had a game like this since he was in Houston, maybe 2 years ago when they were playing in the playoffs. PJ Tucker had 13 points, 7 rebounds, and lockdown defense versus KD. Look, PJ Tucker's the MVP of this game and the MVP of the last game. He's the reason why the Bucks won this game. His energy, his grit, his determination. Those are things that you cannot buy. I tweeted that you cannot buy heart, and you see that. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 34 points, 12 rebounds, but he was 1 for 5 from three. Why is he shooting so many threes? He was 5 for 10 from the free throw line. Why is he shooting free throw? Like, if the Nets were smart, you do a hack a Giannis. Maybe that helps you get back in the game. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But 34 points, 12 rebounds is solid. Giannis stepped up. Middleton has been steady, even kill. 19 points, 8 assists, solid. Lopez had 11 rebounds, didn't score much, 6 points. Holiday, terrible shooting. I don't know when he's going to learn how to shoot, but 16 is not going to cut it. They brought you here to be a big money guy and a defensive guy. You're barely playing defense and you're barely scoring. 14 points, 9 assists is an improvement, but they definitely need more out of Drew Holiday. Off the bench, you got Forbes, who came in with 10 points, hit 2 threes. But when you look at what the Nets and Bucks did in terms of three-pointers, Nets are known for a high-powered offense, right? Regardless of who's in there. We've seen it all season. They only had 10 threes, but the Bucks had 16 threes. And I'm telling you, those threes were crucial and key because at a point in time, the Bucks were shooting a high percentage, and then they fell off and ended up shooting 34% for the entire game. Free throws, 3 for 20 for the Bucks. That's not gonna cut it. That is not gonna cut it. But the good thing is that they are getting to the line. Rebounds were about the same. Actually, the Nets out rebounded the Bucks. So when you look at the game, it was the difference in 3-pointers. Bucks hit 6 more threes than the Nets, and that was a difference in the game. This is my recap for the last two, for the 2 games that was on yesterday. Once again, guys, this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, please like, please subscribe, and please share. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.